needs to be done
No,
or the
but
request
yeah,
that needs to happen.
What is a good communicator? Like, what
Someone
makes-
that I suppose gets that result and is able to do it in a way that's efficient and is able to do it in a way that's not, combative and is collaborative. So for us, I think the very first thing is you do need to have a framework. You do need to have a system because everyone is going to be different. As we said earlier, the way your parents spoke to you as a kid growing up are probably ways that you're going to speak to other people. And often on a construction site, it's, dealing with adult children, trying to get them to coordinate and do work together and all this sort of stuff. So I think the very first thing is to have a framework or a system in place of how you communicate. So for example, we used to have this when I first started, and I've learned this along the years. So when I first started my business, my old man would be running the construction sites. I would be running the office. I would have trades call me and say, "Oh, what time do you want me to be on site? Or what day? And what do you want to do here? And what do you want to do there?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, do you want me to come Monday?" Yeah, go Monday, I guess. And then Monday would come, and Steve was like, "No, I'm pouring concrete. What are you doing here?" And it's like that miscommunication. And then we found that some of the trades were actually playing me and Steve off each other. And they were going, "Oh, George said for me to be here Monday, and Steve told me that I could invoice this because it's extra work." And then we got to that point where we realized that was happening, and we said, "Cool, we got to have a system. Say all site-related queries go through this person, all administration through this person." So we established that from day one with all the trades. I go, "Don't call," and then also being disciplined enough not to answer those questions. So when a trade calls me up and says, "Hey, what day do you want delivery?" I'd say, "Have you spoken to Simon? Have you spoken to Steve?" Like, yeah. Even if I might know the answer, I don't tell him because I want to go, "Cool, next time you won't call me. You will call this person." So I'll say, "Yeah, speak to Steve. Have you spoken to Steve?" "No, I haven't." They go, "What are you calling me for?" Steve runs the site. Simon runs the sites. Whoever it is, go to them. And then vice versa. So communicating that process of how communication comes in and out is really important. And we do that from day one, like with any trade we get in.
Who to speak to?
Yeah. So we say, "Yeah, no, you got an accounts email? Cool, speak to D. You've got a administration email, question, you speak to Angelo," and so on and so forth. And then it trickles down from there. So we establish that. Within the team, there's that level as well. So I try now tell the guys, because I told you the other day, I get like 100 emails. So I've told the team, "Oi, don't CC me in emails. I don't need to know that you've emailed the carpenter."
Did you do that because of our conversation?
Oh, it followed, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. Because I was look, I had that before. I did have it before, but then it just creeps in again. And if I'm really stepping into this CEO role, I don't need to be CC'd in the email of the drawings. Yeah, of the drawings going to a contractor for pricing. I just don't need to know that. Like, what's the other than me going click file? That's all I do. I don't read it, and it's just a waste. Like then I just get 300 emails.
Yeah, and then you're spending 20 minutes every day filing.
Yeah.
It's like an hour.
That's right.
Necessarily.
That's right. I even set up after our conversation, I set up some automations, which I never knew how to do.
Rules, yeah.
Yeah, the rules in your Outlook.
Yeah.
So I get I get a few emails that are always the same, like my backup emails for the server. It just automatically goes into a folder now. That's 2 every single day. 2 emails every day that go in my inbox.
Yeah.
But now just in a folder, I don't even see them. I just check them to see that the backups worked every now and then. So then within the team, we use tools like WhatsApp, but we've got different different groups for different things. So say we'll have an operations one, we'll have a head office one. I might have a project specific one with me and 2 other people or whatever it might be. The team have their own communication. So we have like WhatsApp groups. We've just now incorporated Monday.com. So we're using that to help communicate and see what's going on. So I can now go onto Monday and see all the tasks that need to be done. I can allocate tasks to people. They can allocate tasks to me. And we can just have a snapshot. And then I can even just go, "Okay, cool. Where's that package at? Cool. I'll speak to that person." And I go, "Hey, what have you done with this?" And they can update that. So maybe they update it and I don't even need to call them or see them because, yep, I can see that's action. Great. So that's a level. Definitely using tools is going to help you without a doubt. You've got to use some form of a system to be able to communicate. So as I said, we use Monday. We've got the WhatsApp groups. Emails, again, is another form of communication. I try these days a lot not to be bogged down with emails. Like I'm really trying to clear that up in my life.
How do you make sure they speak in the right way though?
So
like,
what I found, good
sending
question.
an email and then sending a proper email is 2 different things.
Yep. Good question, because I found this happen in the group chats actually. And it was 2 things that I realized. In our group chat, it was the boys. Okay. So there's memes going along. There's there's things in the group chat that shouldn't be in a professional group chat. Say what you want with your friends.
Yeah.
But because we do have a close relationship with everyone, like I will swear at someone, I will do this, I will do that. And I realized that just this year, that it got too chummy in that regard. So what I ended up doing is I deleted the old group chat. I said, everyone, delete all group chats. We're starting fresh. And I created group rules. And I used chat for that and to help me. I said, this is what I want. Can you frame it and write it in a way that's, whatever. So now in your description, I go, it's got a whole bunch of things. So no, just off the top of my head, there's a whole range of things, but obviously you can't be abusive. You can't be saying these words. You can't, it's not no memes, no, like you can put little things like, playful things. That's fine.
Within a
reason.
work
Within a work environment. I don't want
to be safe to work.
There's nothing racist. There's nothing derogatory. There is nothing in that group chat that's going to be detrimental to me. Because let's say you have an employee that, okay, look, Simon, I've got to fire you. And he's like, fuck this guy. Can't believe he's fired me. And he goes, snapshot everything here, fair work. He called me an asshole here. He called me a wog here. He said my hair looks bad. He goes, I'm fat.
Yeah, and it was all in different contexts at the time.
That's right. That's right. Mates, because you're mates, all this sort of stuff. And I saw that A, as a risk, but B, it's just not appropriate for work. In my own private chat, I'll do what I want and say what I want with him. Okay, that's completely different. And again, because there's a relationship there, not just work. He's my cousin as well, but there is that aspect of it too. And look, even another thing I put in the chat, because people still do slip up. They might say that an F-bomb, they might say a C-bomb, they might say something in that group chat. Oh, the other thing, I introduced a female into the group. So even more reason for them not to in one of the group chats. And then I also put one of the clauses in that chat was something along the lines of anything said by any individual is a reflection of them and not the position of the company. Do you know what I mean? So it's a sort of like a little disclaimer saying if you do slip up, that's on you. That's not, Pascon allowed us to swear and say these things and all that sort of jazz. So there is that element of it too, just having some rules. But that's, again, a system. How do you communicate? What do you have in place? Because it's not a problem until it becomes a problem. And I think a lot of the time we learn from our mistakes. So it might take me getting sued and going to Fair Work because I didn't have that system in place. Or I've thought, hey, this could be something we need to address now so it's not an issue in the future.
So you've set communication rules? Yeah,
a few communication rules. I think there's definitely a level of training that you could do to help people communicate better. And Simon has seen that specific, like he's a bit more of a hothead when it comes to dealing with people on site. He's just short sometimes in the sense of,
Simon.
That's it. Come on, Simon. No, but he's very direct, right? Wears his heart on his sleeve and he's like, I don't give a fuck. Like he's not being personal. It's just a level of frustration. It's like, I don't give a fuck. Just get it done. Like, why are you talking to me? You're not, it's 8 o'clock. You've been here for an hour and you've had 2 cigarettes and a coffee. You haven't done any work, mate. Like, get to work.
It's also funny how fired up he gets.
Yeah, he's just passionate. Like, he loves,
Can you believe these guys?
He takes it personally, which is is a really good quality, I believe, because he cares a lot about the product that he's delivering because he feels it's an extension of him professionally and personally. Like, he'll drive past that site. I built that. All right? It's not Pascon built that. It's not the trades built that. I built that. Like, that's how he'll see that. So I love that about him and how he goes about it. But it's not always the best way to communicate to these trades or to people because you're going to get them offside. They'll be like, no, I'm not interested. Fuck. Oh, you watch how many coffees I have and how many cigarettes I'm having? Is that what you do here? Even though it was just a simple observation, like Simon's been there since 6:30, opening up site, walking up the things, and he sees someone coming in there and it's like, you're not doing that. I said, well, that's probably not the best way to communicate to that person. So if you have a team that does require a lot of communication skills, then you've got to train them in that too. It's like cold calling. Have you ever done cold calling, like hitting the phones?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, have you? No, but I mean like as a job, like what's, those in those rooms?
Real estate.
Huh?
Real estate.
Oh, well, there you go. So there's got to be a level of training there. Like also, you can give anyone a phone.
At a call center.
That's what I meant. I meant that one.
Some calls.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I meant that one, like call centers, because that's hard. Cold calling is full on. Like if you're on the phone, you're making 100 phone calls a day. Like how are you communicating? What are you doing? Because if you go, like, it happens to me all the time. I get someone calling me, oh, hi, sir. I'm like, is this George? I said, yes. Who's this? And it's like, oh, would you like to be, he goes, we actually have a free energy. Done. Like, I just hang up now. Because someone hung up on me years ago and it pissed me off. And so now I just hang up and I block them. I know it probably doesn't do anything, but I block the number. But as soon as if they approach that differently and say, listen, before you go, this is a cold call. Maybe just approach it a little bit differently. And you're like, oh, okay. What's it about? I'm not going to hold up too much of your time. So you tell me whether we're going to continue further on this conversation or not. It's about your electricity and we can replace all the lights in your thing for free. Is that something you're interested in? Yes or no? Because if it's not, I'm gone. Because then it's a no, hang up, next call.
Yeah. Also, so there's two sides to that. I take this from someone who's done the job.
Yeah. I need to.
Not everyone would like that. Someone would be like, didn't even ask me how I was. Didn't even, you know what I mean?
You're going to get different people.
Yeah. So you got to, there's no one size fits all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Different people want to, you know,
I suppose it depends what the business needs. Like what's going to be the highest probability of you making a sale or doing whatever you've got to do from that perspective. You've got to probably pick one path because how do you know? You don't know the type. You don't have a profile on the person that you're calling.
Yeah.
It's just a number and a name.
I used to work with this chick and we could not communicate. Like I'm very
interesting.
Hey, 1, 2, 3, bang, see, cool, take it easy. And she's very la 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 la.
Yeah.
And I was like, she would tell me something and I'd be like, you know, you just said 137 words, you could have said 4. Like, do you get that? Like you just wasted so much fucking time. And dude, we would never ever couldn't get along. She was a nice person.
Yeah.
Could not get along at all. I would say this, she would say that, and I'd be like, we're talking different languages.
How funny. Someone the other day said to me, it's like, hey, Robby's really direct, yeah?
Yeah. Who said that?
I can't tell you. I'll tell you later.
I'm so direct.
Yeah.
Like,
and I said, yeah. I go, that's how he is. I go, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
He goes, no. He goes, like I was overhearing a conversation, and I was like, is he angry at him? Like, he goes, no. But I go, you know what you're going to get, right?
Yeah,
I go, you know what you're getting. It's not. Oh, I wonder what Robby thinks. Robby will tell you what he thinks. Hey, was that the best thing for you to have done just then? Because it's also helpful for the person you're giving the feedback to, like being direct.
Oh, dude,
don't beat around the bush.
What?
Is that, hey, that
be
hat
kind,
and that
not
jacket.
nice.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Hey,
It's
that
like-
hat and jacket doesn't match, just so you know.
This one.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like, but saying that, it's like, it doesn't work with our company branding.
Yeah.
You should probably, maybe tomorrow come in and don't wear that.
Yeah.
It's not
And
saying,
leave
hey,
now.
you're ugly. Yeah, you're ugly. And I can't believe you made a stupid decision to
Yeah.
wear those 2 color choices today. It's no. Hey, that doesn't go with our company branding. Make sure tomorrow you're not wearing it. Thanks.
I believe in it is a skill. If I can say the same thing to you in 6 words, there is 0 benefit to saying 400 words.
Yeah. It comes down to,
just a waste of time.
like your disc profile and where you land in that thing. Because, okay, let's just say, what's this girl's name? This girl's name. This chick that you were talking about that you communicated. You could have gotten more out of her. Was she working for you, with you? Like, was there any connection other than you sitting next to her?
Yeah, we were doing, like we'd be on the same project.
Yeah, okay, great. So you knowing what she's like as a person and where she fits in her profile,
Yeah.
person that's really talkative, you could control that situation and communicate and say,
I would do that.
Jessica, how was your weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. My weekend.
Yeah.
First I got up,
Sit
I got a
like-
pedicure, I got a manicure, I drove here, I went and tanned, I did this. You're just, oh, wow, that's great. That's awesome.
I would do that.
Yeah.
But it
So
was
there is
like,
a level of
it
that.
was whenever we'd get to the point of a particular thing, and I'd be like, imagine, and this is where the issues would arise. It'd be like, okay, cool, there's something on site. And I'd be like, hey, George, this wall here, see how it's black?
Yeah.
Needs to be white. And I'd be like, well, see, this wall, it's black here. When they painted it, I think they were looking at different things and blah, blah, blah. And then they go around this whole thing. And then I'm like, so what do you want?
Yeah.
Like, I'm busy. What do you want? And they're, we need to make it white. I'm like, you couldn't just fucking say that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about the story behind it. I don't care about, you know what I mean? And it's like, but some people need that. If you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. And if you want to watch the full episode, click just over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.